Hey guys, it's Ross going on the Space Coach site. When I went into the Waterstones in Leadenhall Market, I came across this. Yes, finally, Book 8 of the Expanse, Tiamat's Wrath by James S.A. Corey. I'm so pleased this is finally out. I didn't think it was out until about the end of the month, but I'm very delighted it's out already. Del Rey Star Wars, take note, the Padme book should have been out last month, not in May. But yes, this is out. Now, I have gotten 27 pages in, picked up at lunchtime, started reading it on the train home. So this is what it says. The enemy is here. 1,300 gates have opened to solar systems around the galaxy. But as humanity builds its interstellar empire in the alien ruins, the mysteries and threats grow deeper. In the dead systems where gates lead to stranger things and alien planets, Elvi Okoye begins a desperate search to discover the nature of a genocide that happened before the first human beings existed, and to find weapons to fight a war against forces at the edge of the imaginable. But the price of that knowledge may be higher than she can pay. At the heart of the Empire, Teresa Duarte prepares to take on the burden of her father's godlike ambition. The sociopathic scientist Paulo Cortazar and the Mephistophelian prisoner James Holden are only two of the dangers in a palace thick with intrigue. But Teresa has a mind of her own and secrets even her father, the Emperor, doesn't guess. And scattered throughout the wide human empire, the scattered crew of the Rocinante fights a brave rearguard action against Duarte's authoritarian regime. Memory of the old order falls away, and a future under Laconia's eternal rule, and with it a battle that humanity can only lose, seems more and more certain. Because against the terrors that lie between worlds, courage and ambition will not be enough. Yes, so like I said, started reading this. I'm, 20 odd pages in. First chapter, the viewpoint chapter that these books always open with, is Holden, and he's on Laconia, attending an event, which I will not say any more about because it is a spoiler, where he meets someone who I'm hopeful will be a replacement for someone else. It will become apparent when you read it what I'm talking about. But it's very interesting because at this function there's various other people that we've come across in the past, like say Drummer, who was the head of the transport union, and before that she was on Medina Station. And the way that her and Holden are talking to each other, it's very clear they're talking in code. Like Holden say, "So, hear anything about the underground?" And she'll say, "There's always malcontents." And he will be saying something like, "So, how's it going with the transport union?" She'll say, "We're delighted that we can actually now hand over all our power to the Laconians." And he goes, "Oh, it's that bad, is it?" So yes, very interesting. The next chapter is Naomi, and her. None of the others have are around at the moment, but she is on this planet Freehold where they're hiding the Rocinante at first, but they're also basically moving ships and weapons around. Certainly into the Sol system. Remember the Canterbury, where it all started, how big that was, and say the Donager as well, that the Rocinante came from. Ships that size are being transported on other ships in secret, so they can reposition their forces for whenever that strike is going to be. And Elvi Okoye, who was mentioned in that précis, she is in one of the dead systems where there's a white dwarf star and there's nothing else in that solar system as far out as a light year, not a single grain of dust, apart from a giant Jupiter-sized, basically, diamond. So everything in that solar system has been converted into carbon and mashed into this one giant form. And it's her job to find out how to destroy it. Because they have got, they call it the catalyst, and it is a version of the protomolecule. Basically, a person who has been infected but is only a carrier of the protomolecule, as opposed to basically becoming the protomolecule. So that's as far in as I've gotten. I'm completely hooked. I'm absolutely loving it so far. I'm pretty sure I'll probably finish this book this weekend, because it's my main priority this weekend, is to read this and nothing else. Like I said, top of the priority list is always something like this when it comes out. But yes, book 8 so far is absolutely fantastic. Tiamat's Wrath. Interesting the names they use in the Expanse books, isn't it? Tiamat was the god or goddess of destruction in Babylonian myth, and also a god or goddess of creation as well, I believe. And some of the other names, like Abaddon's Gate, I'm sure that is something from, it might be Hebrew mythology about the apocalypse. I'm not certain. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, Caliban's War, I believe that comes from Shakespeare. Leviathan Wakes, it's obvious what that is about. Was never quite sure what Cibola Burn meant. What are the other books? I'm trying to remember their names now. There's been so many of them. Of course, Nemesis Games, that's obvious as well. Babylon's Ashes and Persepolis Rising. Obviously, the downfall of Earth and the rise of Laconia. Tiamat's Wrath, that does not sound very good. That the thing that killed the proto-molecule builders is out there, and I have no doubt in book 9 that will be in high gear. I assume by the end of this, they're going to be facing real problems, as in facing extinction, and how that will get resolved will probably be in book 9. But yes, fantastic so far. I'm right back into it. In these books, they have jumped forward. I think it was in the last book they jumped forward about 30 years. I don't expect they'll do that in the TV show. It probably will just all run year after year after year after year without there being a time jump. But yeah, it's great as always. Of course it is. You know it. It's the Expanse. It's always awesome. But yes, finally acquired and I've started reading it. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed. Or like the video.